Welcome to Ouch. Was that a ghost? This podcast may contain graphic material, which some listeners may find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Help me.
Now that we covered that, here's your host, Liz.
Welcome back to Ouch, Was That a Ghost? That was loud. Welcome back to Ouch, Was That a Ghost? We're going to be doing a fun one today. Well, I don't know if you'd call it fun. It's a short one. Today we're going to be hugging. I think I just threw out the name. I'll just say it now. Huggin Molly. Some call Molly an entity, a cryptid, a spirit, but whatever Molly is, her lore has frightened children in Abbeville. I don't know if it's Abbeville. I've heard it different ways. And on different YouTube videos, I've heard Abbeville or Abbeville. So I feel like Abbeville sounds like it's better. Well, children in Alabama have been frightened for years. Tales of Huggin Molly have become a significant part of Abbeville. But the great thing about it is it's spelled Huggin, like huggin. Like it has that little drawl on it. So sightings of Huggin Molly began in the early 1900s. And per the norm, descriptions vary, but commonly she's described as over a 7-foot tall humanoid that is as wide as a bale of cotton. What a strange unit of measurement. They're not very nice in her description. She's often described as hag-like, having long, unkempt black hair, which obscures most of her large, hideous face. Her body is described as having bumpy, greenish, yellowish skin. Poor Molly. Her fingers are described as abnormally long, which I hate long, thin fingers. It does something to me. With fingernails that look more like claws. Maybe she's going for those really long nails. I don't know how women function with those. I can go a few inches long, but that's about it. I see these women that can make these like 5-inch long nails, extending over, and I would poke my eye out. I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably wake up with scratches all over my face. I can't function with them, but kudos to those who can, like Molly. So Molly, you have her description so far. She's said to wear an old, worn, tattered dress or a cloak, and she's often described as having a wide-brimmed hat or a parasol with her. Huggin Molly is usually only seen at night or in the early morning, avoiding sunlight, and she's usually only seen on town streets and in dark corners, but there are rare times where she has gone to people's homes. If her appearance did not make you notice Molly, her odor will do the trick. She's said to emit the smell of rotten flesh. Parents in Abbeville warn their children not to stay out after dark, as this enormous Huggin Molly will sneak up on a person, particularly children. She doesn't really mess with adults. It's more kids, teenagers. She'll sneak up on the child or teenager and hug them, which, apart from the lack of consent, that sounds nice. Until Molly, she'll lean into the huggee's ear and let out this ear-splitting scream, sort of like a banshee. It will leave your ears ringing. She just hugs you and then she'll just scream in your ear. She doesn't ask consent. She just goes up and hugs. Consent should be acquired before the hug, but here we are. But there are some times when Molly will appear crying and she will ask for a hug. And if she's denied the hug that she yearns, she'll burst into tears and she'll beg and plead for a hug. And if she's still denied, she'll get angry and she lets out this bone-chilling scream, and she'll chase the person to get a non-consensual hug. And if she catches the person and gets that hug against their will, enormous Molly hugs them tight enough to cut off their air, and then she whispers the person's time of death and then disappears, which I'm not sure if that means they die right then and there, or she's going to be like, you're going to die next Thursday at 5 p.m. I don't know what exactly that means. And if the person complies and gives Huggin Molly that hug, Molly takes this as a go and she'll begin stalking the hugger, following them home. She'll break in. She'll take a permanent part in that person's life, whether a wife or a mother. And if the person doesn't play along, Molly may try to murder or devour the person's soul. So that took a quick turn. This is right from hugginmolly.com/legend. I put the link below. So Jimmy Rain, an Abbeville native and lifelong resident, grew up hearing the legend of Huggin Molly. For him and his friends, she was as real as the trees that rustled in the wind at night. He said, quote, anyone who grew up in Abbeville grew up knowing the legend of Huggin Molly. If your mother or dad didn't want you out after dark, they'd tell you Huggin Molly would get you, and you believed it too. So one night, Jimmy and his good friend Tommy Murphy heard the story from Tommy's dad. He told them he knew Huggin Molly was real because she had sprung from the shadows and hugged him one night, and they were convinced it had to be true. To this day, hearts beat faster as the moon rises in the sky over Abbeville, and Huggin Molly, dressed all in black, could show up at any time. It's been said that if Molly is given a nice enough gift, like food or her favorite, whiskey, she'll leave the gifter with a bottle of her own tears, and these tears are said to be able to cure any illness. And there is a cheat code for Huggin Molly. You ready for it? If someone can go in on that green and yellow bumpy face and give her a kiss instead of a hug, she gets super embarrassed and shy, and she'll just vanish. That's it. That's cheat code. Are you willing to go in for that smooch? Give her a peck. So some theories are that Molly is a grief-stricken mother who lost her child, and she was searching for her baby until she died of heartbreak. And even after her death, she sorrowfully wanders looking for her child, hugging other children as a way to find comfort. Another theory being that Molly is a woman in black ghost. The 7-foot-tall looming figure is some sort of supernatural protector that's there to protect children through fear. Others theorize Huggin Molly is a hag or a cryptid due to her unnaturally long black hair, her claws, and her greenish-yellow skin tone and that odor that she emits. I forgot to write one in here, but there was one about a professor at a college that he is thought to possibly be Molly because he was, I guess, a professor that would dress up like Huggin Molly to scare the kids not to stay out late. And that somehow that might be who Huggin Molly is now. Or maybe Huggin Molly is just a community myth that started and evolved over time, just storytelling like campfire stories that just kept getting added to. But the main purpose of Huggin Molly does seem to be a cautionary tale to make sure kids get home at night. And the town seems to embrace the legend. There's Huggin Molly restaurant where they serve Molly fingers, like not chicken fingers, Molly fingers. And Huggin Molly is in the game South of Midnight. I've never heard of this before. In the game, she's just this crazy boss lady that kidnaps children and does experiments on them. In 2024, there was a horror movie that was released titled Huggin Molly, where Molly appears more witch-like. I haven't seen that, but I definitely want to check that out now. And the best part about Molly is that the sign to Abbeville, like the welcome sign, it says underneath it, home of Huggin Molly. And under that, there's a figure of a woman chasing a child who is like running for his life, flailing his arms. So the town seems to really embrace Molly. I mean, they have restaurants after her, and she's just like a local legend, I guess. So what would you do if you encountered Miss Molly? You give her the consensual hug and then she'll just be your wife? I wonder what happens if you get her home and she becomes your wife and then you kiss her. Does she disappear then? Or now you guys are in a relationship, she's not as embarrassed? Like I said, this is a super short one, but I just thought it was fun. Someone requested it and John did. Thank you so much, John, for the request. I'm a jerk. I should have said that at the beginning. But I did not think that this was what Huggin Molly was, but I am really happy I went down this little Molly rabbit hole. Well, thank you everybody so much for listening. Till next time. Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you need more content or just want to help support the podcast, head on over to patreon.com and search Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you need some snazzy merch, you can find it at crowdmade.com by searching Ouch, Was That a Ghost? If you have a story you'd like to share, you can email it to ouchwasthataghost@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and all the other social media platforms under Ouch, Was That a Ghost?
Help me.
All links can also be found on ouchwasthataghost.com.